coming here because India got some issues. And as a prospective member of the UN Security Council, people will start to lobby you. And in exchange, we can leverage our position to get good things happening for our country. India, don't forget, it's a global economic powerhouse. So for some of the doubting Thomases who think that this country, nothing good will ever come here, we have heard some of them go on the radio and say, oh, we don't want Liberia to get the bid. Because the government is doing this, the government is doing that. That's wishful thinking, for God's sake. We call some of them out because the tendency for people to celebrate success, we can say something like after in Liberia. As soon as we get a bid, they will start to issue statements, but some of them are on record. They are on record to have said that Liberia should not get it at all. Some of them now saying, oh, all the noise they're making for Security Council, we initiated it. You initiated it, but they call you to do a short video to support this country bid for the seat. What have you done? And said you can't be part of it. In fact, it would not be good for Liberia to be elected because according to you, the government does not respect the rule of law. Well, you will respect the rule of law, the Supreme Court rule now, that you'll be evicted from your party headquarters. I hope you respect the Supreme Court ruling. And don't cling on to a private property and say, oh, we are the bigger opposition, so we can be removed from here. All the laws you make about respecting the rule of law, the Supreme Court has ruled. They have upheld the eviction. So, after the press conference, you must take your camera to the people across, don't start selling the illegal occupants. Ask them, when are you evicting this facility? Because the court has upheld the ruling. But that's okay. As a country, we are a very complex society, and there are people who believe that their own view should be, the country should be running their own view the way they want it to be. But we are a government, and as a government, we have an agenda. And that agenda is going to guard this country. The first endeavor was to lift this country from the dungeon where our friends plunge it to a level where it can be recognized among the community of nations. Today our president is at ECOWAS. The foreign minister is leading a delegation for our election. We have people in the UK managing our bid for re-election to category A of the Kuwor Maritime Council. These are good things that happen for our country. On the local front, development continues to unfold. From the energy sector, road infrastructure, agriculture. All these things are happening simultaneously because you have a government responsible, a government that has a vision. And it is by that vision that we want to govern this country. So we are happy to be back here. Another edition of the MICAT regular press briefing. Mr. Director General of the Civil Service Agency, we'd like to welcome you again. MICAT has become your home. And as a ministry, we are proud of the work that you have done to transform the CSA. Don't forget that the CSA was one of the entities that was severely bastardized by the past government. That entity became the employment ground for incompetent partisans. They flooded the payroll, they violated the spending order of the CSA. It became a problem for the government. That is why they could not even pay civil service. And in an effort to address that problem they created for themselves, they introduced a bogus harmonization policy. that drastically reduced the salary of already underpaid civil servants. Today, the government of Liberia had an excellency, President Joseph Boakai, working in conformity with the recommendation of the CSA, is gradually undoing harmonization. The judiciary, the salary have returned to pre-harmonization status. In critical sectors, there have been salary top-ups. And when I say critical sector, you know what I'm talking about: the security, healthcare, academic sector, all these critical sectors affected by salary top-ups. We're not going to stop there. We continue to do what we're supposed to do to repair the damage that we inherited as a government. Because the Liberian people deserve better. No excuses. We inherited these challenges, we are taking them head on. And the ministry, if you doubt what I'm saying about the CSA, look at the Ministry of Information. There's a place that was a death sentence. Nobody heard the Ministry of Information in the last 6 years. Today, the Ministry of Information is leading the government information dissemination efforts. Beyond that, we are transforming the ministry that hosts the government spokes entity. So the transformation is just everywhere. So let me go into what I have to share with you briefly before we can invite the Director General of the Civil Service. He has some very important information to provide to you. Every time Mr. Joka mounts the podium, something new has to happen. So, ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States, observed its 50th anniversary with a renewed call for unity amongst member states. At a ceremony held in Monrovia, ECOWAS resident representative of Liberia, Madam Josephine Nkrumah, urged Liberians and fellow West Africans to reflect on the founding fathers' vision of a unified and prosperous region. She emphasized the founding fathers' dream of a unified, prosperous West Africa, laid the foundation for regional strength that we celebrate today. In her remarks, Madam Nkrumah emphasized Liberia's critical role in the establishment of ECOWAS. She went on to recall Liberia's earlier contribution from 1959, Standing Code Conference, to President William V. Stockman's 1964 call for a regional economic union. And that union eventually led to the formation of what is now known as ECOWAS in 1975 by 16 member states. And so on the international front, our President, His Excellency Joseph Boakai, joined other African leaders in Lagos, Nigeria, to sign a landmark declaration commemorating the 50th anniversary of ECOWAS. The event marked 5 decades of regional cooperation, with leaders reaffirming their commitment to peace, security, democratic governance, economic integration, and addressing challenges like terrorism, climate change, and youth unemployment. President Boakai, in his remark, emphasized Liberia's dedication to regional solidarity and praised ECOWAS' achievement in conflict resolution across the region. The ceremony took place at the same venue where ECOWAS funding treaty was signed in 1975, with the declaration signed in multiple official languages by member states. The anniversary serves as both a moment of reflection and a call to action for advancing ECOWAS Vision 2050. And this vision aims for a peaceful, prosperous, and inclusive West Africa. I indicated in my intro that this week marks a significant week for Liberia. Talking about IMO, UN Security Council, our distinguished finance minister, Honorable Augustine B. Kafuan, has been elected as chair of the African Development Bank, constituency number 15. And of course, constituency number 15 comprises Liberia, Ghana, the Gambia, Sierra Leone, and Sudan. All of these are taking place at the annual meeting of the African Development Bank taking place in neighboring Ivory Coast. And I have to say that Mr. Kafuan will serve a 3-year term starting August 1st, 2025, and he is expected to succeed Honorable Sekou A.F. Bangura from the Republic of Sierra Leone. Mr. Rufus M. Dakote, a permanent Liberian public servant, will conclude his 3-year tenure as Executive Director of Constituency 15 on August 1st, 2025. Mr. Kafuan praised the services of Mr. Dakote and expressed confidence in the new leadership's ability to continue advancing Africa Development Bank's goals within the ensuing period. Mr. Kafuan concurrently was elected chairperson of the African Development Bank Standing Committee on condition of service for elected officials during the April IMF World Bank Spring Meeting. He is also invited to participate as a panelist in a knowledge event on building effective institutions in Africa to attract capital for development schedule dated 2025 alongside other high-level